Soon after arriving at court, Isabella made her first public appearance as godmother at the baptism of Juana, the 8-day-old baby whom Enrique IV, or in English Henry IV, claimed was his daughter. But while Enrique insisted that Juana was truly his daughter, few believed him. Much of the doubt was caused by rumors spread by his former tutor, the Marquis de Avellano. Having lost his position of influence with the king, he had forged an alliance with the rather warlike Archbishop of Toledo in an attempt to regain power. 2 months later, still plagued by rumors that Juana was not Enrique's, but rather the result of an adulterous affair of the queen's, Henry summoned the Cortes, or Senate, and demanded that all nobles and churchmen take an oath of allegiance to the Infanta Juana as heir to the throne. All present knelt, kissed the baby's hand, and swore an oath. But inwardly the discontents seethed with resentment at having to do so. This faction, fueled by the Marquis and the Archbishop, purported that the true heir to the throne was Prince Alfonso of Castile, Isabella's younger brother. By the time the disputed heir Juana reached the age of 3, relations in Castile had become so hostile that neither Enrique nor his wife thought it safe to have Juana, Alfonso, or even Isabella at court any longer. They were packed off to a secluded forester's lodge near the border of Portugal, naturally with all necessary attendants suiting to their rank. One day the children heard the sound of horses' hoofs galloping towards the lodge, and mounted soldiers emerged from the forest. The soldiers began shouting, "Long live Crown Prince Alfonso!" Dismounting, the soldiers explained that the Archbishop of Toledo had sent orders for Alfonso and Isabella to be brought at once to Avila. When the children reached the plains outside the walled town, a strange sight met their eyes. A newly built platform stood before the town. On this platform sat a throne, and on the throne was a life-sized image of King Enrique, made of sticks and straw, and dressed in cloth with fake jewels sewn into it. On top the head sat a tinsel crown. And what happened next is referred to as the Farce of Avila. Drummers beat out a death march as rebel soldiers stood close by. At a signal from the leader, the soldiers began shouting, "Down with King Enrique! Long live King Alfonso!" and jumped onto the platform. They grabbed the king's effigy and threw it down off the platform and into the dust of the plains. Then 11-year-old Alfonso was led up onto the platform, seated on the throne, and crowned King of Castile. All the crowd shouted, "Long live King Alfonso of Castile!" Civil war had begun. For the next 3 years, the country was in anarchy. Anarchy is a Greek word meaning without a ruler, while in theory Castile actually had 2. But the dictionary meaning does little to express the violent, lawless state it denotes. Dividing loyalties turned neighbor against neighbor. There was only one battle of note between the official armies of Enrique and Alfonso, and due to Alfonso's youth, he was kept safe in a monastery with knights to guard him. The battle was a confusing mess, and as leaders of both armies left the field before a clear outcome, and both Enrique and Alfonso claimed victory afterwards, it is usually considered to be a draw. But it did nothing to end the bloody civil war, and while the rebellion may have eventually been successful, after 3 years Alfonso died at the age of 14 years, with his heartbroken sister Isabella at his side. The cause is uncertain. Some believed it was plague, others suspected poison. Isabella fled to a convent in Avila. There, dressed in a white gown of mourning, she lived in a cell like the other nuns, and spent her time fasting, praying, and doing needlework. One day excitement ran through the convent. The Archbishop of Toledo had arrived with an official embassy from the city of Seville. The fierce archbishop told Isabella that he had come to offer her the crown of Castile. If he expected excitement, he was sadly disappointed. Isabella firmly replied, "While my brother lives, he is rightful king, and no one else has any right to claim the throne. If ever I am to be queen, it must be through lawful means, not war." The nobles and churchmen might continue to stir discontent, but she wanted no part of it.